Today, we're going to learn that one riff. We'll work on it by ear at first, and I'm going to teach you this third position riff on an A harmonica and 3 octaves. So we're going to take the bottom octave, we're going to take the middle octave, we're going to take the top octave and play the same thing essentially, and I'll explain that in just a sec. So if you have an A harmonica, grab that right now. I'm going to shift this riff a little bit. So listen to it carefully without me saying anything, because the idea is let's learn it by ear. For those that can't do that, find whatever notes you can. A harmonica. In fact, let's just put that in the chat box. A harmonica today. There we go. There's one note difference in the top. I'm taking, let me start. I guess I should let you guys try to decode it, but really I want to break this down little by little so you can have a chance to start sort of piece it together. Like, for example, if I give you that the first note is 1 blow, well, then you can assume if you had done your homework, let's say, and figured out that there's the replication of that 1 blow, the A note on the 4 blow, then you know that my next octave up is the 4. And the same would be true with the top octaves, the 7 blow being the same note. So that's what I mean by decoding, and you can do this just by ear training and working on, knowing where the sounds are and how to get to them. All right, here we go. I'm messing around with, let me count it, the 5th note, because the 5th note up top, for me to replicate this same, I'm giving you a tip here in case you're trying to find it. The 5th note is not going to be able to be replicated up top without using an overblow, and I'm not going to, or overdraw. So I'm not going to overdraw. So I'm doing a very similar riff, and I'm just adjusting this note. That note. All right, so what am I doing here? Let's break it down. We're going from 1 draw to what? Anybody know? 1 blow to 1 draw. And then I'm going to hit that 2 full step bend on 2 and 2 draw. I really like this idea of working this third position riff from 1 blow because I don't hear a lot of people using that 1 blow as a pickup note like we're doing here in the riff. We know that the root of the scale for the third position, I'll remind you, is that 1 draw or 4 draw. So I'm getting there from 1 blow. 2 full step bend after that to 2 draw. And then I'll choose the 3 draw step and a half. So that's the lowest bend that you can get on the 3 draw. And blow right after it. So that's a complete riff right there. 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw full step bend, 2 draw, 3 draw all the way down, step and a half, and 3 blow. So immediately you can jump up and try to find that starting on 4 blow. Probably figured out 4 blow, 4 draw. 5 draw is the same as 2 draw full step bend. 6 blow is the same as 2 draw. So we got that part decoded. And then bend that 6 blow, take a draw on it and bend it all the way down. It only goes a half step. And blow to the 6, which is the same as 3 draw, bend all the way down and 3 blow. So again, we're going octave by octave, register by register, looking at this third position riff as it lays out. Now, when I get to the high end of this, on the diatonic, I cannot replicate the 3 draw step and a half or the 6 draw bent half step without an overdraw, and I'm not going to do that. So And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you've got the skill of really overdrawing, hey, go for it. But you don't need it. It sounds really nice to play it like this. 7 blow. So really getting 3 riffs out of this. To 8 draw. To 9 draw. To 9 blow. 10 draw. And 9 blow. It's really close. It's no different than playing. That riff that I played up top just there is the same as if you were to swap out the lowest bend available on the 3 with the full step bend and swap out the 6 draw bend a half step with 6 draw. You'd have the same riff as what I just played. Here's what it sounds like. I'll do that as well. I'll go this time from the top register, moving my way down. Is the same as 6 draw clean. I don't need to bend it. And the same as I use 3 draw pull. Hear it? So those are the same notes. And that's why if you were to take the time and practice, if you're thinking, okay, I like this idea, I'm working my way through these 3 registers, 3 octaves, and getting it to start coming out the way I need it. But I'm not always articulating that 3 draw, for example, perfectly. Make sure you know what you're going for, whether it's the full step or, because they both work, full step or the step and a half. Versus. So beginners, the tip to you is use 4 blow, 4 draw, 5 draw, 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 blow. There's no bending needed, and now you're getting the flow of this riff to just come out. Now you can try playing it backwards. Start playing around and moving these notes even. But ideally, you would want to get the riff first, work the riff as it is, and then start playing with it. That's the gist of what I wanted to share with you. Let's do this. Ooh, I'm not prepared for this, so let's see what happens. First, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to see where the microphone is set. Any questions on this so far? Sorry, I'm really trying to think here of, I got an idea. So again, if you'll play these riffs backwards, really, that's all you need. Pieces of these are really nice, guys. If you just take a piece of this riff. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, hang in there with me if you can. And pull up this little track. It's never again, this is the downside of being in the moment sometimes. There it is. I found it. There's a little track. Does that sound okay? Here's how you might lay it out. You don't have to time it. You don't have to rush it. You could just play it half time here, you know. Nice and easy on 4 blow. You can go real down at the bottom. switching with the two different versions. Just trying to get that to time right. All right. So that's how it might sound, just to give you an idea of how it would lay out with a little rock track. Of course, if you're playing something like a slow blues, it will sound totally different than that, right? It's all about shifting your phrasing around. Once you've got a sense for how to play the riff, you've got to learn how to adjust it. In the world of slow blues, for example, it wouldn't work all like that. I think this should work. Yeah.
This is a slow minor.
This is going to be in the key of B minor. So just check this out. Take your time. You can hold a note. I think it's interesting to me when people talk about how slow blues is actually really not intuitive for them, and it feels like they're wide open, like they don't know what to play. To me, that's very freeing. In a slow blues, it means that I have this room. I don't feel rushed. That's just me. But the way I got there was just slow down, like hold a note, take your time for a second. Yeah, it really is nice to have third position. It flows very easily from all the octaves, the transition points of these, not just the root note of the scale, the 1, 4, and 8 draw, but using notes, again, more passing tones, but 4 blow, 7 blow, 1 blow, like we're doing today. That really gives you a really nice, easy way to remember transition points. Let me explain what I mean. If the 8 draw is the root note of third position, and it is, and the 7 blow right there below it is in the scale, that leads me logically to use that scale note right on in to the bottom, moving down. It sounds silly to say this because it seems obvious to me, but I know that for everybody it's not obvious. Nowadays, when I'm moving around, I'm not thinking about the scale. I know I'm using the scale notes. I also know that I'm using some notes outside of the scale. So it's easy to relate for me to relate an upward or a downward movement by just the next scale note, or other relationships, other notes outside of the scale that maybe I've started to learn how to pull in. So and I'm not talking theory, which is good and bad. Some people are like, I want the theory. Well, go get the theory. You know that by now, if you follow this channel, that I don't talk about theory too much. I do know that I understand it pretty deeply, but not without being able to explain it fully. I don't have the ability to always explain all theory fully. And that has helped me in a lot of ways because I'm not thinking it all when I'm playing. But what I mean is notes like 2 blow. I was going to say 2 blow and 5 blow. Okay. Very minor, beautiful sounding note in both second and third position. That's cross heart. But in third position, I'm trying to see how I might use it. Maybe as a passing tone in a very major sounding way, in a part of third going 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw. Instead of 5 draw, the scale note, I would use 5 blow to 5 draw. And it sounds very major, It's like you're sneaking in part of this major scale into air. So my point to you in saying this, well, by rambling on, is that there are no notes that you should or need to fear, especially in third position, that are going to stick out like a sore thumb, other than 3 draw, okay, 7 draw suspended. These notes held, yes, they're not good notes to hang out on. You're way out of tune. But what I'm saying to you is there is a way to use all of them, even those notes. So anytime you're playing in third position, be brave. Take the time to sit there and just really like step out and reach past what you think you can do. Start to include notes around the hole you're already on that you're not using. Let's play with, before I go today, let's do this. Let's play with this riff a little bit. Here's the original riff. Like, there you go. If I just chop off the 3 hole and just take the first part of what we did today, 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 full step bend, 2 draw. And then if I play with that hole, I'm going to try to include the 2 blow and go back down. I did bend from full to half to full. Bend, draw, bend, and then 2 blow. Back down to 1 draw. And then I think I played something, I don't know what the hell I played, which is beautiful. I don't want to know what I'm playing. I want to know what I played after I played it. Sometimes I want to be able to understand how to replicate it. But in the moment of creating it, I don't want to think. I don't want to get in the way of that process. So taking the 2 draw bent, unbend it a little bit, bend it back down, and blow. Same on the 5, same note. Here's one other thought regarding this riff. I'm really going off here, but see what I'm doing there? Same thing. Taking a bend in any position, this is irregardless of the position you're working on, and lifting it a half step, no more than a half step, typically. And then back down to the note you were just on. So either 2 full step to half back to full, or we have this luxury in the 3 hole of choosing. So I would choose in third position the scale notes, 3 step and a half and 3 full. And I'm going to use those 2 notes in a bending manner to interact, going back and forth, releasing to a full step, back to a step and a half. And why? Because I can do things like this. In the 6, I took 6 bend to 6 draw because it has no other bends above it. Back to 6 bend and blow. I can't do that up top unless when I overdraw and bend and overdraw, which I'm not going to do. But there are other areas on blow bends where you can do bend, blow, bend. So you're bending the note. They're all on blows at that point, but blow, bend, blow, and blow, bend. And so there's these ways you can bring in the articulation, these little nuances in the riff that are not just the riff. And I will say that this riff in 3 octaves flows nicely. It really does. You can move up and down kind of and reverse the pattern, the riff itself, to find, like I said earlier, other ideas. If you've played it in one order, play it in the other order. Move it back down. Simple philosophy or idea, I should say. Simple concept. Working it out, a whole nother story. It's quiet today. The chat is quiet. Hello, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me today on this third position, part 4. Trying to get you guys moving around all 3 octaves. I'm really mellow today. It's been a long couple of days. I'm kind of wiped out. You are welcome. It's always good to be here. If you missed the gear class, by the way, I'll put in the description a link to the recording. You can buy and check out the recorded version of the harmonica gear class that happened this Saturday. I believe I still have a coupon for the website, 5 off, numeral 5 and then OFF. You can use that on the website. And if you dig this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you're just tuning in and you missed all this, go back and watch it. Check it out. We went through this riff. I'll leave you with it today. Right? That's what I got today. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you. I will see you guys very soon. I'll check back in this week after I've had a couple cups of coffee. Have a great day.